Cariboo Weather Dude YouTube channel. It's big news all over the place, all over the world. This big bear attack in Bella Coola today. I already made one video about it, which has had a few views. Yeah, a bit more than maybe usual, which is nice. Keep coming back, keep watching, subscribe. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers this year, and I'm pretty far short of meeting that goal. Maybe you could help me out. That'd be nice. Okay, so we reported on this earlier. Now we think we have a suspected explanation for why this animal may have lunged out at a number of people. Of course, people did point out today that 4 were directly injured by the bear. A number of others, 11 in total, were injured. A number of others were injured by the pepper spray that drove the bear off. The bear is still at large as far as I know. I haven't heard otherwise still at this hour. It's 8 o'clock hour at night, though. You can let me know in the comments if there's an update that we don't know about yet. I didn't want to say anything about the injuries, the nature of the injuries, and who may have been involved at the time, because I'd already spoken to a few people that knew a little bit what was going on. I just sort of felt like the best way to be respectful of the situation was to not really say anything about that stuff yet, but just sort of talk about the bear situation in Bella Coola. Now it's big talk. Everyone's talking about it. People are talking about bring back the bear hunt. Don't bring back the bear hunt. They're talking about this. But hey, it's kind of an unusual situation. And people are talking about all the different kinds of things, this and that, saying all their opinions about it. And, we're going to try to stay away from some of that. Just sort of stick to some of the basic reporting on the situation here. Okay, like I said, hit like, share, subscribe. Cariboo Weather Guy, let's go. There it is.
This is bad news.
My God.
Falling out right now. Anything can happen.
Get on!
Wow. I'll watch the video later.
Ain't try mopping this. First, we're going to go to Bella Coola in Canada. For those of you who don't know where Bella Coola is, it's most easily accessed by taking Highway 20 west of Williams Lake, and you come through the intense Heckman Pass. Wonderful, wonderful situation it is to drive down the Heckman Pass in a snowy day, I'm sure. You come to Bella Coola. I fought fire in Bella Coola, stayed here myself. Here's the 4-mile subdivision near where the incident occurred. Here's the Bella Coola River. We got some trails around here. Have a lot of bear contact in the area because of the Bella Coola River. At this time of year, the bears are getting close to hibernation, and they're trying to fatten up as much as possible. So there's that going on. There's often an increase in human-bear conflicts at this time of year. However, that's not the whole story here. There's more to the story than that. However, very unusual. No one's ever really heard of a bear attacking a large group of people like this. Completely unusual. And now we're going to try to get some understanding as to what may have occurred. So if you don't know what happened, here's kind of the whole story. On Thursday, November 20th, a grizzly bear attacked an elementary school group on a walking trail in Bella Coola, British Columbia. 11 people were injured, including 3 children and 1 adult with critical or serious injuries. The incident, described by officials as unprecedented and very unusual, occurred as students and teachers from the Nusalt Nation's Aquasalta School were eating lunch during a field trip. The attack happened in the 4-mile subdivision, which is a forested area of the Bella Coola River Valley, just before 2 p.m. The group included students in grade 4 and 5 who are participating in a land-based healing activity, a regular practice for the school to foster a connection to their traditional territory. The bear emerged from the forest and attacked without provocation. Multiple teachers heroically intervened, physically fighting the animal and using bear spray and bear bangers to eventually drive the bugger away. One male teacher reportedly got the whole brunt of it, taking the main onslaught of the injuries, which included severe head trauma. One parent heard that members of the group were whacking the bear over the head with what they could use when the bear spray seemed ineffective in stopping the aggressive animal. Okay, so that's interesting. 11 people were injured in total, with 4 requiring air transport to hospitals in Vancouver and Williams Lake due to severity of their conditions. 2 were critically injured, as I said, including an adult and one of the children, which were in critical condition. 2 were seriously injured. 2 other patients, also children, suffered serious injuries. 7 were treated at the scene by paramedics. Weather conditions in the remote community initially hampered air medical transportation efforts, forcing a Joint Rescue Coordination Center airlift to stand down. but the patients were eventually transported to hospital in Metro Vancouver for specialized care. The attack has left the tight-knit Newhalt community deeply traumatized and on the edge. Newhalt Nation Chief Samuel Schooner praised the bravery of the teachers and students, stating the outcome could have been much worse without their heroic actions. The nation quickly activated support systems, including counseling and traditional services like brushing smudging at the youth center, and organized a safe community bus trip. They also issued an urgent warning for all residents to stay indoors and off the trails, as the aggressive bear was still at large. The BC Conservation Officers Service deployed 8 officers to the area and worked overnight to track the bear, setting traps and collecting forensic evidence. Inspector Kevin Van Dam of the BCCOS stressed the dangerous situation with the bear on the loose and noted that in his 34 years of experience, he'd never seen a grizzly bear attack a large group in this manner. It's completely unusual. Premier David Eby and Environment Minister Tamara Davidson both thanked the teachers for their heroism and great risk in protecting the children. Bella Coola is a remote community located 700 kilometers northwest of Vancouver, as I was saying, nestled within the lush valley that's prime grizzly bear habitat. BC itself here is home to 15,000 grizzly bears, representing a significant portion of the Canadian population. Human-wildlife conflict is not uncommon, but the nature of this attack is highly unusual. Noel Pootlis, the head Newhalt hereditary chief, suggests the bear's behavior might be linked to environmental changes. He noted an abundance of fruit and salmon in the area this year, but there was also in the outer regions of the, outer parts of the region, there was logging, drought conditions, and there was also fires up in the Chilcotin Plateau, and that all pushed bears towards human-populated areas. This increased proximity led to a growing number of bears breaking into sheds and smokehouses, making them less fearful and more aggressive around humans. However, a preliminary investigation also suggested that the offending bear may have been previously injured, which could have contributed to its atypical and aggressive behavior. Anyone who spots a bear in the area is asked to immediately report it to Report All Poachers and Polluters RAP line at 1-877-952-7277. An injured bear may be in pain, so it may be less mobile as well and more prone to unpredictable and aggressive behavior than you would find with a healthy bear that has a normal fear of humans. This loss of fear they have, so bears become habituated to human presence, first of all, often by finding food and garbage in campgrounds. They lose their natural shyness with increased likelihood of dangerous interactions regardless of their injury status. However, the injury status is a complicating factor, especially if you have a bear that's used to people, even if it's not fully habituated. It's hanging around the area. It's the reason it's in the area to begin with is because it's used to people. Most bear attacks are defensive, of course. An injured bear's threshold for feeling threatened, though, may be much lower, triggering a defensive attack more regularly, more readily, more easily. Predatory attacks are very rare with a grizzly bear, right? So this is a very, very, very interesting and bizarre encounter, but I think now we have a bit of an explanation as to what may have happened here with this bear. And, we know an injured animal is a dangerous animal. Hit like, share, subscribe, become a channel member. Keep coming back to Cariboo, whether you do YouTube channel. We'll try to keep you up to date with the most interesting news in the Cariboo and all breaking weather stories and whatnot forecast for you every day. Okay, bye now.